Hi, welcome to Love Saranghae with Peter and Andrea. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey into the exciting world of entrepreneurship, relationships, and the secrets behind achieving that coveted glow. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. Whether you're a skincare enthusiast or just starting your journey to healthy, glowing skin, this podcast episode is for you. Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about skincare routines, why we have them, what they're supposed to do, and how you can create the perfect one for your unique skin. Let's dive in.
Okay. So we're doing this episode today because over the years, we've got a lot of different customers and potential customers calling in asking what the right skincare routine is, why even bother having a skincare routine, and why can't I just stick with my oil of Olay? So we've decided to do this podcast to kind of summarize the years of evolution and the answers that we've come to, and we'll try to address all your questions today. So the first question I want to ask and discuss is, what is a skincare routine and why is it so important? Andrea.
So having a skincare routine isn't just about cleansing the face. And I think that's a really important point to note here is that a skincare routine from our perspective is a more holistic approach. So it's also about hydration, it's about taking care of skin concern, and it's protecting it from the elements, which is outside. At its most basic stance, if you will, your skincare routine should always include a cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. So the purpose of a skincare routine is to maintain whatever it is that you have. So if it's collagen, if it's healthy, clear skin, you want to maintain that. You want protection, and you want to enhance the health and appearance of your skin. So that is the core function of any skincare routine, and that is why we spend 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night every day slathering on different things to take care of our skin. How would you answer that?
I think the perfect example actually is acne treatment. All the traditional acne treatments from spirolactone to benzoyl peroxide involves kind of drying out that treatment. And so if you don't, and it's very inflammatory. So if your acne treatment stays only at those medications, you will completely dry out your skin, which will trigger your skin to produce more sebum, which puts you in a vicious cycle of flare-ups, on, off, which I'm sure a lot of people who suffer from acne are well aware of. And so the basic premise of a skincare routine from acne side is when you have an inflammatory treatment, you must have a non-inflammatory part at the end of a skincare routine to counteract that, to make sure your skin goes into equilibrium so it does not think and doesn't want to keep overproducing sebum. So that's a prime example of how a skincare routine is important as opposed to a one product treatment, right? That's just a primary example.
Actually.
What's that?
Balance.
Balance is always key.
Treatment alone will offset that balance.
Yeah, the yin and yang is the yin and yang of life applies to almost every microcosm of life itself, right? Skincare is one of them. What do you say then? This is a great question, kind of follow-on question to that. What do you say to all those people that call an email and says, "Oh, I just need my Olay or I just need my moisturizing cream. That's all I need." How do we answer that question and let them know that, no, you need a proper skincare routine?
Well, for the simple answer, it's simply not enough. So if you want to prevent, maintain, treat skin concerns, it's just not enough. You're not able to do that with just your Olay. And this is not to knock Olay. We don't do that here. We're not knocking it. All we're saying is it's not enough. So if Olay is your favorite moisturizer, then use it. But you also need to incorporate a way to cleanse your skin so that you're not clogging the pores with whatever moisturizer you're choosing to use. you need to exfoliate so that you're stripping all that dull skin out and you're allowing for that new, fresh, soft baby's bottom type of skin that we're looking for. You need to balance the skin's pH and prep the skin for the skincare that's to come. You need to treat if you have acne, if you have melasma, if you have hyperpigmentation. This is where you can treat it. And then you need to protect it and hydrate. So all of these steps support each other, and one without the other throws it off balance, as you shared earlier in the acne example.
Yeah. So, I mean, for years, the moisturizing cream was the king. And if you asked me, what is the one product that you would start a skincare routine with, I would always say the moisturizer.
Yeah.
We have different opinions on what's most important, cleansing, treatment. I always say the moisturizer because the moisturizer is the most versatile of all the ingredients, and you start from there. So over the last 20 years, you'd have maybe even 30 years, you started with a moisturizing cream that had one ingredient. It was mostly a moisturizing ingredient, oil of Olay was using olive oil. So that makes sense. But then you start adding things like peptides. Then you start adding different ingredients to address certain skin concerns. But a moisturizing cream does not penetrate your skin. The whole idea of a moisturizing cream is to moisturize and seal, right? So that you don't lose moisture as you sleep, etc. So including peptides and anti-aging ingredients in a moisturizing cream doesn't do much because it cannot deliver those nutrients past the dermis layer. The same goes for SPF. When moisturizing cream started adding SPF sunscreen capabilities, it started to fail because it wasn't doing the moisturizing well enough, but it wasn't also doing the SPF well enough because it wasn't made for that purpose, right? Yeah. So the mechanisms that deliver true skin healing and or the treatments is through a serum because they're lighter in texture and they get absorbed quickly, but they can't moisturize. So you need a moisturizing cream after that. So you see how everything works out, right? Yeah. It's not enough to have a one do-it-all product because it doesn't do everything very well. It doesn't even do 2 or 3 things very well. Just the one thing, which is the moisturizer.
Dilutes it. It dilutes it.
Dilutes everything.
If you have a definite moisturizer, you think you're saving time. Yeah. You're actually not saving time because it's not effective.
Yeah, just Google SPF in moisturizing cream. There's a bunch of lawsuits happening because people getting burned because the SPF was not strong enough or it wasn't what it should be. So
it was said to be.
Exactly. And that's the problem with trying to fit everything into one cream because it's just not by nature designed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's then move on to the other side of the curiosity. We got a lot of people asking what a Korean 10-step is. Should I have a 12-step? What's the difference between a 6-step and a 4-step? Yes, there are a lot of steps in a Korean skincare routine. Korean beauty was actually made famous by a woman named Charlotte Cho. She actually wrote a book called The Little Book of Korean Skincare, and that was a 10-step routine, which kind of made everyone crazy. Like, who has the time to do 10 steps, right? So in Saranghae, we have a philosophy of a 5-step skincare routine. So Korea has 10, we have 5, sometimes we have a 3. What is the optimal number of steps? What is the bare minimum? What do we recommend to people who have no idea where to start?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say something before I answer this question. 10 steps actually doesn't take that long.
It doesn't.
Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I do 10 steps. Most of the time I don't. But it adds another 3 minutes to my skincare. So let's just bust that myth that we don't have time. I would argue that it's not a priority as opposed to we don't have time because it really doesn't take that much longer.
Agreed.
But going back to your question, what is the bare minimum number of steps or what is the acceptable number of steps? And the answer is skincare routines can vary depending on your skin type, your skin concerns, your lifestyle, your age. Typically, a basic skincare routine can go anywhere from 3 to 5 essential steps. I would say cleanser being number 1. Mm-hmm. If we're doing a 3-step, it might be a cleanser, a treatment step, which could be vitamin C, retinol, bakuchiol, niacinamide, You can choose your active depending on your skin concern, age, and so on. And then the final step would be a moisturizer. And that would be the most basic that we could go. And then a 5-step, you're adding a toner and you're adding maybe a serum or an eye cream. It just depends. I can't tell you exactly what the number of steps you need because it depends on you. Just like, I have a sensitivity to eggplant, but you don't. So I might give you something with eggplant and you'll feel fabulous. And then I will eat eggplant and I'll have a stomachache. So we're all different. And so we need to really pay attention to what's going on our skin. What are the concerns? What is my age? And then what type of skin do I have? Is it oily? Is it dry? Combination? And then from there, we can build out a routine that is unique and as special as you. Yeah. So how to decide the right number of steps? I'm just going to give you a few things to consider. Skin concerns, which is what I just spoke about. If there's specific issues like acne, aging, hyperpigmentation, you may need more steps to target those specific concerns. Then the other thing you want to consider is skin type, which is also what I just spoke about. Those with oily or acne-prone skin might benefit from fewer steps. With lighter moisturizing, non-comedonic products, while those with dry skin might need extra hydrating layers and elixirs, and then, for example, for the extra hydration boost. The other thing you want to consider is time. If you're a mom of young children, you don't have time maybe for that extra 3 or 4 minutes in the morning. So you want something basic, but comprehensive enough that it actually has results. It still shows results. And then the last thing to consider is budget. More steps equals more dollars. And if that's not available to you right now, then you want to tailor your routine based on what fits into the budget that you have. So again, it all depends. So ultimately, the number of steps really should be customized to your lifestyle and skincare goals. And even a simple routine, I want to remind you, can be highly effective if you use the right products consistently.
Yeah, agreed. The other thing I want to add is that there's a difference between night care and day care. So number of steps should vary according to nighttime and daytime routines. My recommendation for nighttime routine is that's the most comprehensive. That's the one that you don't want to compromise, because when you sleep is when your skin revitalizes, it heals, and all the great things that, waste management of the skin cells, everything happens when you sleep. So giving your skin the protection, the nutrients, and everything it needs to accelerate that healing is the most important thing you can do. So nighttime routine, I always keep to a 5. So my nighttime routine is actually 7 steps. So I have a set 7-step routine that I do not compromise for nighttime. For daytime, though, I've gone from some 3 to 4 to 5 steps, depending on what I'm doing that day. I will admit that my SPF use is not very strong sometimes. If I'm in the office, I don't wear an SPF. If I go for a run, cleanse, tone, and then SPF. So that's the only thing I wear when I'm doing something very active, because I don't want anything else, because I sweat a lot. I don't want anything else in between my skin and my sunscreen.
And also your eyes. Because of your sweat, a lot of the product ends up in your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So
mindful of that. So that's lifestyle. So that's
exactly
to consider in the number of steps that you're going to include in the morning.
That's right. So just as a summary there, nighttime, don't compromise. Daytime, depending on activity or lifestyle. Okay? So let's say the last question that I wanted to ask, and this is another question we get a lot, is should our skincare routine change as we get older?
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Yes.
As we age, the importance of a skincare routine evolves because our skin undergoes significant changes over time. So adjusting your routine to meet your skin's changing needs is crucial for maintaining your skin, the health of your skin, the appearance of your skin, and so on. So I guess the way we can look at this is in your 20s, you want to think of prevention and maintenance. Your skin is typically at its peak of resilience, collagen production, elasticity. But this is the time to really start preventative care and build healthy habits, like incorporating a skincare routine. In your 20s, your skincare routine will be very simple, and you'll focus on hydration for sure and cleansing. But it is developing a habit of taking care of yourself and your skin, and it starts when you're young. In your 30s, you want to look at the early stages or the early signs of aging and repair. Collagen production starts to drop. You may begin to notice the first signs of aging, fine lines, wrinkles, even texture and dullness. So you want to focus on treating those things. In your 40s, you're addressing loss of elasticity and firmness. Collagen production goes right down. And you want to think of fine lines may deepen into wrinkles, and dryness becomes more common due to slower oil production. So you want to really start targeting those specific skin concerns. And you want to think about hydration. You want to think about what actives will support that. And then in the 50s and beyond, you're supporting mature skin. So hormonal changes like menopause for women can have a significant impact on the skin. Reduced estrogen levels cause the skin to thin, lose elasticity, to become drier and prone to sagging. So essentially, each decade of your life, you need to think about how you're going to adjust your skincare routine to target those specific changes. And if you're hoping that you're going to use the same skincare and the same products for all your life, you're going to be disappointed. You're not going to be effective over time.
But I mean, that's the fun of it, right? Like, do you really want to use the same thing, all your, same routine, same product every day for the rest of your life? I don't know. I don't. I want to kind of play around. Yeah, have fun, play around, try different things, and have good ooh-ah moments when something works really well. Maybe not so great, but you learn from that, right?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was very attached to one thing, and I didn't want to change. And then when we started our skincare company, I was really resistant to trying and testing things out because my skin was so sensitive. But what I found was that we ended up creating products better than anything I've ever used. And
that's right.
I wouldn't have figured that out had I not tried. And so even our customers, even just yesterday, one of our customers was saying, gosh, like I've never looked so good in the morning without makeup. I wish I tried you guys sooner. So it's really just about trying and experimenting and seeing what works, but also educating yourself on quality ingredients and then in what order.
Yeah. But I would even say to the customer who tried us and love us right now, is that 6 months from now to a year, try something else, because your skin will change then as well. And also for her, I would also recommend that you cycle through every 45 to 60 days with different ingredients. So if you're using 25% vitamin C, switch that out with maybe niacinamide. If you're done with that, switch that out with retinol, switch that out with bakuchiol, because your skin, they change, like Andrea was mentioning. Every decade, you will have different skin needs, different skin concerns, sometimes even every 5 years. But even every 3 months or so, your skin gets used to, again, it's your largest living organ. It gets used to what you're using and it loses its efficacy because your skin needs more or something different. It's just like exercise. You can't, if you run a kilometer the same over and over and over again, you'll need to run more or harder to get the beneficial effect, same as skincare, right? It's the same as skincare.
I'll give you an example. I always use Aurora. Aurora serum and moisturizer is my go-to. It's my favorite. I use it morning and night. But for a month, I might switch it out and use the Saranghae Firm and Lift and Deep Radiance just to change it up. And then I go back to Aurora, and it's almost like it's a renewed experience. So we're grateful that we have options that we can sort of cycle through. But it's good advice to stick with something long enough to get the effects of it, but be mindful that you're not becoming stale and using that one thing for too long.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's it for today for Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope we're leaving you with a deeper understanding of how to build a skincare routine that truly works for your unique skin. Remember, consistency is key when it comes to skincare routines, and taking care of your skin is an investment in your overall well-being. So please feel free to DM us on Instagram at Aurora Skin if you have any more specific questions, or at Love Saranghae Skin. Even if it's just skincare related, we love chatting with you, and that's a great place to connect with us directly. So we love talking to you, and we look forward to the next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Your ratings and reviews help more people like you find our show. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this podcast with someone you think would love it. Until next time, love yourself, love one another, and love the world.